Hello everyone, Hector Mendoza here. In this video, we're gonna create a roof that has a gable, flat, and bay roof, and it'll have like multiple layers. I'm gonna assume that you watch all my other videos, and the way we're gonna do this is use Bing, Google Earth, Google Earth Pro, Google Maps, and then we'll go ahead and sketch this with a underlay. So I'm going to assume that either you know how to import an underlay or you've watched my videos to learn how to do that. So I have videos to bring you up to this point. And at this point, the first thing you want to do is get your snap line. So if you just hit your S key, it'll give you the snap line, and I see that everything is straight. So that's one of the most important things you want to do. To get rid of your snap line, if you hit your escape, it'll release your snap line. Or if you click and it puts it in there, you can just select it and hit delete. Okay, now I intentionally put this in the main layer. You really want to have your roof in its own layer. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the main layer into a roof layer. So we're gonna right click on the main level. We're gonna go to properties. Now you see how my properties didn't show up? When you do a lot of things in Xactimate, and especially when you put in layers and things of that nature, sometimes your properties don't show up. What you want to do is hit Control S to save what you've done so far. Now watch what happens. If I right click, go to my properties, all of a sudden I get this other dialog box. Every once in a while you're not gonna get it, so don't struggle. Just hit Control S, that saves your Xactimate, and then it frees up, I guess, the memory. Right now I got a bunch of stuff going on with I got like 3 different monitors, and I got some other programs running in the background. So because this computer does a lot of things for me, but that's one thing you want to do if you're doing multitasking. You want to go ahead and hit Control S so that you get this level. Okay, now so what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this into a roof level. So we're gonna type roof, and under elevation, we're going to change this. Normally you would change it to 109. I'm going to change it to 108. There's a reason for it. So I'm just going to hit enter. Now, so this is going to be our roof layer, right? So now let's go ahead and put a main level. So we're going to click here to add an additional level. And we're just going to call this main level. This one we will put at 100, okay? Because that's normally where your main level will be. We're going to hit enter. If you notice, it took it from the front to the back. Now, our roof should have our sketch in there. One of the most important things you can do when sketching a roof is mentally prepare yourself. So you evaluate the roof and determine the steps that you're going to take, because you could go back and forth or do a bunch of things extra where you could have just done it in 1 or 2 steps. And let me explain what I'm talking about. For the purpose of this video, I created a room. Basically I went in about 12 inches inside the roof, because that's normally what your eaves are going to be, like 12 inches. So I created a room around the perimeter of the roof, approximately 12 inches. Alright, so before you start, what you want to do is go ahead and go like to Google Earth Pro and evaluate the roof here's the roof. This is the house. Right in here you can see a kind of a bay window. It's hard to see, but if we go in, let me see to the front. Let me see if I can get to the front here without it causing a lot of problems. The reason it's giving me problems is because I got a bunch of stuff going on with my all my computer monitors. So let me see here. I tell you what, let's just go in here and see the front this way. So there it is right there. So that's the house. So see right here, we have a flat roof. We have a bay window here. We got a bay window in the back. All this is one roof. Then it jumps up to the next layer. So this is like a first floor. This is like 1.5, and then this is going to the second floor. And if you go to Bing, you can see in the back that there's that bay window that I was talking about. So there's a lot of ways to determine how to proceed by looking at all of this stuff. Alright, so let me show you why you need a plan of action. I'm just going to hit F for roof. I'm going to hit Control Enter so that I can change my slope to a 6. Then I'm going to grab this roof. I'm going to stick him up here, right there, and he's going to go about this wide. So right here I have a ridge. This is the ridge to this roof. I'm going to make sure that I have that ridge right there. Okay, so there's my ridge. This slope and this slope are both 6, but this is a short slope and then this is a longer one. So what I need to do is I need to lock this one right here. It's hard to see without turning off my underlay, so I'm going to turn off my underlay. Now you see 2 locks up here. You want to use this lock here, then you'll see a smaller one, and you want to click on that, then you can see that it's locked. Let's go back to our underlay. Now I can extend this slope. Well, it's a facet. This facet and this one stayed the way that is. Okay, so that takes care of that part right there. So we got 1, 2, 3 different parts of this roof, and they're all like some of them are smaller and taller than the other ones. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit F for roof again. I'm going to click here, hit Control Enter. I'm going to change that again to a 6. Now I want to line that up to the bottom of this one here. Okay, you see how it snapped to it? So I snap to it, then I'm going to bring him over right there. Okay, so again, I have to worry about this ridge line here. If I click, it moves me over to that ridge line right there. But this is a small facet and this one is longer. So again, I have to go in there and lock this one so that I can stretch this one over. So I'm going to hit Shift U. I'm going to turn off my underlay. So I want to lock this one here. So if I click here, click on this, now you can see that it's locked. I'm going to hit Shift U to get back to my underlay. I'm going to left click and then move that over. So now all of this has to be one facet, and right now I can guarantee you it's not gonna be. If I hit Shift O, it's gonna give me a different view, my pan view. And the other one was pan view, but I had it under outline. Okay, so now I'm gonna hit 3 for 3D, 3 view. You see how high that one is? Look how low this one is. That has to be 1. Not just that, but look how weird it looks. You see? This is really lined up to this. So I'm going to hit 1 for my pan view. You can see. But it's because the way it is. I just wanted to show you that. So now let's go to 3. We're going to grab this one here. You see this triangle right here? I'm going to go left click, go down until this and this one turns both of them. I want them to be yellow, and that connects both of them together. So watch. I'm going to click, drag down until I get to about right here. Oops, it went too far. Oh, there it is right there. Right there, you see? So I'm going to release it. Now, all of that is 1. Because that's how it looks on the on Google Earth, Google Maps, and let me see, what was the other one? Bing Maps. Okay, so now here's the problem. I'm going to show all. Look at that. That roof is right inside the room. And now this one is on top. But this actually has to be like the second story. Right? Because we have a garage, and then right in here starts becoming a 2-story, and then it goes over. So that's wrong. We could move everything up and keep on working, but that's not how I do it. Now I'm going to show you the correct way. Okay, first let's go to pan view by hitting the 1 keyboard. We're going to go ahead and delete everything. Now we're going to systematically do this now. We know that this is the lowest eave of all the roofs. So that's the first one you want to draw. So let's go ahead and do that. So if I hit F for roof, I'm going to click, hit Control Enter, go to my eaves, change that to a 6, hit Enter. Now I am going to click and go right in here. Okay, so there's my eave. Ridge, excuse me. There's my ridge. I want to put my ridge right there. I want to hit Shift O so you can see while we're dragging. So I'm going to drag down, and let me see. There it is. Nope, actually it's even further. Okay, so I'm going to hit my Shift key. I'm going to keep on dragging it till I get to right there. Okay, I am going to lock the first part. So let's go ahead and hit Shift U so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to click here so that I can lock this in. If that locks it, let's double check. It's locked. Let's hit Shift U. I'm going to grab this guy, and I'm going to go to the bottom. So that's going to be my higher rake. Excuse me, higher eave for this roof. Now, before we keep on going, let's make sure that our rooms look okay. So let's hit first let's go to Shift O because I want this view here. Then I'm gonna go to 3 for 3D. I want to show all levels, and there you go. See, that's what it should look like right there. Now now we can keep on going. So I can keep on using that roof, or I can use a different one. So let's go ahead and do it. Use a separate one. This roof is going to go past this one right here. So, but first, let's go ahead and put that roof in there. So let's hit F for roof. We're going to click here, hit Control Enter. We're going to change that into a 6. Hit Enter. Now I'm going to grab this guy. I want to line up the bottoms together. And let me see. Yeah, so let's do it this way, right here. You see right here? I have a ridge right here. This ridge has to go right there. And not just that, but I want to line this guy up to right here. Now, I'm going to click here. I'm going to hit my Shift 0 and a Shift O so that I can see my ridge. I'm going to move my ridge all the way to right there. In order for me to do that, this made this facet bigger than this one. So we're going to have to lock this one and bring this one back. So let's hit Shift U. It's a lot easier to see it this way. We're going to click on that lock, click on that lock, click here to make sure it's locked. We're going to hit Shift U. We're going to get this anchor point and we're going to bring it right there. Okay. But I can tell you right now that this and this are not lining up to each other. So we're going to have to do that. Let's hit Shift O so I can view it that way, and then I'm going to hit 3 for 3D. Now I'm going to have to bring those two together. So if we looked at it now, 3D show all, look what's happening. See? That's not what we want. 3, click here. We need to merge those two together. I'm going to get that little diamond right here. Hopefully you can see it. Until those two bottom ones turn into an orange color. There you go. I'm going to release it. See right here? The reason this is doing that is because this, I need to, here I'll show you what I need to do. But before we do that, let's hit all levels, and that's what we're supposed to, that's what I wanted to see. Okay? Yeah, we got this little space here. Don't worry about that right now. Okay, so let's hit 1. So everything's looking good, except this guy right here. You see this thing right here? When I click here, I hit Shift Enter. Whoa. Oh, this way. Okay, wrong command. Click here, hit Control Enter. This 12-inch, I'm going to turn into a 0. I'm turning off that Eve. Hit 3D. Now look at that. See? Now it's 1. Remember we had like a little space there. So now everything's looking good. Now we need to do this side. I could go in and duplicate this and move it over. So let's go ahead and do that so you could get some practice on copying all your properties. So except that well, I'll show you how to unlock it. Okay, so let's go ahead and click here, and we want to click on the one that says roof 2. I'm going to hit my Control key. When I left click on this diamond and move it to the right, it is copying. Okay, so I'm going to release my mouse and release my Control key, but look, you see when I move my mouse, the copy is still loaded, so you need to hit Escape. Now we're gonna have to unlock that because the eaves are not gonna be right. So let's hit shift 0. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click here, move that over. You see this eave? So the next thing we need to do is combine those. Actually, this goes all the way to here. Okay, so all of this has to be the same, except that this eave has to come over down here, and this facet has to be smaller than that one. First, let's go ahead and change the facet. So let's see what's locked and what's not locked. We need to lock this one, and if this is locked, we have to unlock it. So let's hit Shift U to hide the underlay. We're going to click here to see what's locked, and this one is locked. That's not the one we want locked. That's the one that we need locked. And let's make sure. Actually, we don't need anything locked at this point. So let's unlock this. Okay, everything's unlocked. Hit Shift U. I need to get this ridge lined up with that ridge right there. So I'm gonna move this down until I line up that ridge, and it's lined up. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here. I have to lock this one so I can shorten this one. So let's click here, hit Control U to hide, Shift U to hide the underlay. Let's go ahead and lock this one here. Let's go ahead and click here to lock it, and it is locked. Hit Shift U to get my underlay. I'm gonna grab this guy and move it down to right there. Okay. Now we have to line those two right here. One thing I want to make sure that none of my slopes have changed. So this is a 6. Click here, enter, and both of them are 6. Good. Now let's line this two. We're going to hit Shift O. We're going to hit 3D. Oh, good. Perfect. It's already lined up. That's what we want. See, all of this is 1, and all this is 1, and this is higher than that. So this is what it's supposed to be looking like. So now let's hit all levels, and you know, we still have some roofs that are missing down here. We got the flat roof, and then we have that bay window. So let's go ahead and put those in there. And plus we also have a bay window back here. So let's hit 1. So here we have a also we also have a another facet right here. So let's go ahead and do that. So to create this gable right here, all we have to do is just click on B, and then click right here. Let me see, it goes from here, let's say to about right here. I'm going to hit my control key. I'm going to left click and drag it to about right there. You know, that's what it looks like. Now let's go ahead and hit Shift minus, then hit 3 for 3D, and that's what that looks like. But there's also a there was a bay roof on my first floor. So, and that bay roof basically went like from here to here at the bottom. I want to see how big this is right here. This thing right here, I'm gonna hit Control Enter, and that is, let's say, 11.53 linear feet. Okay, 11.53 linear feet. So when I go in and I hit F for roof, hit space, 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 right there. There's my bay roof. Now you see it is 11.7, which, you know, is probably, that's probably good enough right there. I mean, I could change it. So let me show you how I would change it if I was going to do that. To do that, and to keep all your windows proportionate, you have to basically do it this way. You would like left click, you'd go down this way, it would be like 4, I think it's 411, and you see well, you'd have to add all of those together. So for right now, you know what, let's just put a big window in there. I know a trick on how to do this, but so let's hit F, space, 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 hit tab, 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 and we're gonna place that right there. Oh yeah, it's actually the right size, and that'll put it exactly where it's supposed to. 3D, show all. You see? You see where that, it put it right where it's supposed to. Of course, I mean, you know, remember, these rooms were just a rough drawing, so I'll show you how to fix all that. Now we need a flat roof here, and I'm going to put everything as 6 slope. So it's hard to see how big that flat roof is, but let's just wing it for right now. When you get out there, you would actually measure while you're there. So let's hit F, space, that's a flat roof. I'm going to hit Control Enter. We're going to go ahead and put a 6 slope. Actually, probably look more like a 5 slope, so I'm going to change it to a 5 slope. I'm going to snap that right there, and I'm going to say that it's this size, and I think I saw it come to about that far. Okay, so now watch what it looks like. 3 all. See? Now all we have to do is do the back bay roof. Now it's kind of hard to see, but I believe this is where that bay roof is. So we're gonna hit F for roof. And we're gonna hit space, 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 and one more time. And we're gonna hit. You can hit Shift Tab. Will go backwards. That way we don't have to do a bunch of them. And we're just gonna slap that guy right there. It looks like it's about the same size. We can make it bigger if we want to, but for right now we're just gonna click there, and we're gonna hit 3 for 3D, show all, and I believe now we got the whole roof. I mean, yeah. Guys, that's all I wanted to show you. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next video.